Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Crash Blade Gaming. I'm your host Crash, and I'm playing another kind of control deck that I have brainstormed myself pretty much here, and it's kind of frustrating to play against, especially in this current meta where everybody uses item cards for a lot of things. You got Ultra Balls, Evil Incenses, Quick Balls, Scoop Up Nets, Level Ball, Air Balloon, Choice Belt, all kinds of things, and I don't let our opponent play any of that. No item cards here. So yeah, it's interesting. Let's get into the Pokemon question of the day. Let's get right into it. We are going over last video's question. This Pokemon kind of looks like a blue-green ball of yarn. Its feet are also the color red. Who is this Pokemon? And if you were like Raphael, you guessed Tangela. Tangela is the yarn-looking Pokemon to me, at least. And you got the answer right, Raphael, so that gives you 3 questions correct. You will be receiving a trade request at some point here in the future of you watching this video, I suppose. So, enough with that. Let's get into this video's question. Now remember, points reset, everybody starts back at 0, so you guys all have an equal chance to win the prizes at the end. And Raphael has been just soaking up all the prizes, which is good. I like it. So, this question is, there is no hiding from this Pokemon. It has the ability to see you even if you hide behind an object, or objects, doesn't matter. Who is this Pokemon? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comment section down below, and I will get to those answers and mark you down for points and whatnot. So let's go ahead and go into this item locking video. Vikavolt V is the one and only star of this deck. It's got 2 awesome attacks that actually kind of synergize well together for Vikavolt, which is good for us. So the first attack, Paralyzing Bolt, does 50 damage, costs 2 energy, 1 lightning, and 1 colorless. But during our opponent's next turn, they can't play item cards from their hand, which is insane. Think about how many item cards people are playing in their decks. Mew VMAX, almost all item cards, they can't play it. Then they can't use Genesec's ability, which is pretty good. And then you have Arceus, who kind of relies on going into the V-Star, but if you can Paralyzing Bolt before they do that, well, they're going to have a hard time evolving because they can't search it out. Plus, Path to the Peak makes it even harder for them. So, it's insane. But we're only doing 50 damage. But, you know, there's an item card that helps with this. Anyways, Super Zap Cannon for 2 lightning energy and a colorless does 190 damage. But we have to discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, which is a reason why we have some support Pokemon in this deck. So enough about Vikavolt, the item denier. We got a 3-2 line of Cinccino just to help us draw cards. Since we are a little bit of a control deck, we want to hit into the cards we need so we can do what we want to do when we need to do it the most. That Make Do ability is perfect for that. Now we're playing a 2-2 line, I think, right? Yeah, 2-2 line of Flaaffy, because Flaffy's not as important in the deck as Cinccino. I probably butchered that sentence, but whatever. Dynamotor allows us to attach a basic lightning energy onto one of our bench Pokemon, which comes in handy when we're trying to get back-to-back Zap Cannons. So, that's that. We got 4 Crushing Hammers because we need to slow down our opponent in the early turns. Crushing Hammer kind of helps later on, maybe, sometimes, meh. 1 Fan of Waves. I might put another one in here because of Arceus, just to get rid of those double turbo energies on the first couple turns, which is really when we need to do it. So we got 4 Level Balls, help search out the Cinccino and Flaaffy lines. 4 Quick Balls, help get the, you know, the basic forms of those, the Minccino, the Mareep, and Vikavolt. 1 switch. I might want to increase the copy of a switch here, maybe to 2 switches. Sometimes Vikavolt does get stuck in the active and you don't want it to. Tool Scrapper, because if they do get tools on before you can shut them down, we can take them off with Tool Scrapper. 4 Path to the Peak. We don't want Crobats. We don't want Arceus V-Star to have an ability. We don't want anything to have an ability, really, so let's just shut those down as well. 1 Acerola's Premonition here. I figured it might be a really good card, especially if we get our opponent stuck. They have a bunch of training cards. Item cards are training cards, plus supporters and all that stuff in their hand. We could draw, you know, a good amount of cards. 1 Avery to help limit our bench and control, not our bench, our opponent's bench. Help control their bench, hopefully. 2 Boss's Orders, you know, standard count there. 3 Marnies and 3 Researches. 1 Raihan just in case our Vikavolt gets knocked out. We need to go into it. 2 Air Balloons, that's mainly for the Mincinos and Flaaffys, don't want them stuck in the active. And the Choice Belt. Choice Belt is so critical in this deck because it bumps our damage up to just like perfect numbers. So, if we think about it, basic Vs have about 210, 220, 230 HP, right? So Vikavolt only does 50, but if you have a Choice Belt, it does 80. So that means it only takes 3 turns of taking a knockout on any basic V which is really nice for us instead of taking 4 or 5 turns. So that matters. Plus, we do 190 damage with Super Zap Cannon. We hit 220 with the Choice Belt, which is a lot of Pokemon Vs if you think about it. So in the late game, we're going to be using Super Zap Cannon to finally win the game or take 2 back-to-back knockouts, which is critical. And it's okay that they have 1 turn of items, because if they have, say, a Crobat on the bench, well, we'll just KO it. And hopefully we'll have our bosses by that end. But here's the energy line. I'm playing 12 energies because it's so important to hit the energies in the first couple turns. You have to get the paralyzing bolt attack off turn 1 of the first time you can attack. Whether you're going second or whether you're going first, you need to get that paralyzing bolt off as soon as you can. So 12 energies helps with that, so you're not missing your energies. 4 capture energy, it helps with consistency to get down the basics. 4 speed energy, because we can draw 2 cards, so why not? And 4 basic lightning. Now, you can adjust this. I would say you can remove 2 basic lightning if you want. The reason I play 4 is because there's Duraludon in the format, and we don't want to not be attacking, basically. So that's the deck. I had a really good time playing it. A lot of people concede. They can't withstand not playing their items. It's almost like we're playing Seismitoad, if you remember Seismitoad EX, I believe. Anyways, let's get into the freaking matches and watch me just play the game by myself, I guess. Alright, our opponent's starting off with the Crobat. Thought we were playing up against Mew, but looks like we're playing up against an Arceus deck here. Unfortunately, we're going second, which kind of hinders the Paralyzing Bolt ability, but hopefully I can Crushing Hammer that Darkness Energy away and be good. A Speed Energy is a great top deck. Let's go ahead and play down the path to the peak. Let's Speed Energy onto our Vikavolt. Don't see it being knocked out anytime soon. Now I could Quick Ball away that energy. Well, I'm going to, right? Because I'm going to definitely use Research this turn. Heads is good. Quick Ball away. Doesn't matter what I get rid of. We do have another Flaaffy in the deck. That's great. Acerola. All the other stuff. Choice Belts. 3 more Vikavolts. Only 1 Minccino, so they're prized. Let's go ahead and pull that out, since there's only 1. And Research this hand away. Set up a little bit better, hopefully. Another Vikavolt is great. I think Ace... Let's see. Next turn, they're not going to do much, right? Do I want to set up a Flaaffy just yet? I think maybe I do. Quick Ball away Avery. Get a Mareep down. And then pass. So next turn we definitely have the option to use Paralyzing Bolt. Unfortunately, we're only going to be hitting for 50. It would be nice to hit for 70. Or 80, I'm sorry. No. 80. Be nice to hit for 80. It makes it a little bit of a difference. Let's see, we would have to 4-shot the Crobat. If we're hitting for 80, we just have to 3-shot, which is a little bit better, which is what we want to do. And getting a Fan of Waves next turn would be nice as well. Don't know if our opponent has a way to move. The path to the peak is nice. Don't know if they have an Arceus V-Star that they can bounce the path with. So Professor's Research. Lucario V-Star. Okay, so there's fighting in here, so we gotta be careful because we are weak to fighting. Kind of a bad time to play Vikavolt when a lot of decks have fighting attackers, but we're okay. We're okay. They still haven't used any item cards. They didn't have any item cards in their hand. But hopefully we can stop them. Alright, they didn't do much. Top decking a Cinccino is really good. Play that. Let's go ahead and Level Ball. Get out Flaffer. Play down the Flaffer. And we can Dynamotor to our bench Vikavolt. Now I don't think I want to Marnie my opponent now. So we'll go ahead and do that. And Acerola. 1 energy switch, which is actually really good for us to not let them use. We can Cinccino away the Quick Ball now. Choice Belt's fantastic. And we'll save the rest of our hand. Paralyzing Bolt, hit them for 80. Now they can't use their item cards. Makes it harder for them to get Arceus V-Star, harder for them to attach air balloons, ways to retreat. Can't use that energy switch that's in their hand. And all they do have a Collapse Stadium though, so they can get their ability back whenever they choose. That of course could be a little bit of an issue, but not too much. So they attach the energy to the Crobat, they might retreat it. We'll see what they do. I think they had a Marnie in their hand, they did, okay. So they're looking for that Arceus V-Star. They're not going to be able to attack this turn though, which is nice, but the Crobat does soak up some hits for our opponent. Which I don't really want it to do, but it's what we got. It's what we have to deal with. Hopefully we get a supporter. They go ahead and retreat now so they can Trinity Charge. Fine, fine. And we don't get one shot by an Arceus V-Star, which is also nice because they can't play down their this guy, Choice Belt. And the last basic, okay. Cool, no worries. Fan of Waves is nice, that allows them to not retreat. Get rid of that. Quick ball away that. Get down another Vikavolt. Seems good to me. Make do away capture energy. A Marnie and a Path. Cool. I'll take it. I will take that for sure. I'll throw down another. Nope, nope, nope. We don't want to throw down another Mareep. We want to wait for Cinccino's. And let's Marnie. Choice Belts, Air Balloons are good. Don't need the level balls. No big deal. Dynamotor. Getting that energy onto our next Vikavolt. And Paralyzing Bolt. So another thing you can do with the Vikavolt though is you could use the Super Zap Cannon. I think I may have... Could I have used it? I may have been able to use it on the Crobat, and I might not have realized that I could do that. But I could use it on this Lucario and take a knockout that way. A boss, okay, that's fine. We have Air Balloon in our hand as long as we don't get Marnie. And we hope to get into another energy. So I can just go ahead and knock out this Arceus V. I did get into another energy. Do I actually knock out this Arceus V with the Zap Cannon? I'm not worried about Lucario just yet, and they don't have a way to retreat, so they're stalling. Let's go ahead and retreat into the Vikavolt. Attach the capture energy to this one. Don't need to get anything out. We'll say done, and make do away level ball. Okay, and Paralyzing Bolt. So next turn we should be able to take a knockout on this Arceus. They seem a little stuck, which is fantastic for us. And when we take the knockout with Paralyzing Bolt, we can set ourselves up to take knockouts with Super Zap Cannon towards the end of the match here. And that's kind of what the goal of this deck is going to be, is to kind of stall until we can pick out our opponent's Pokemon. Another boss is a little bit frustrating for us. Let's go ahead and use Make Do to get rid of this energy. Now we need to find another Air Balloon. Let's throw out that Level Ball. So we have a Switch, we have one Air Balloon, so we got 2 cards here to get it. We're going to keep the rest of this stuff in the deck because I want it to be able to pad the numbers of my deck, and we are hoping to get a Switch Air Balloon. Okay, good. And so now maybe I can use this Crushing Hammer here. Got it. Let's get rid of the fighting energy. We can switch into this Vikavolt. And we can go ahead and Paralyzing Bolt, taking a knockout and stopping our opponent from playing any item cards. Tool Scrapper Minccino. Don't think we need the Minccino anymore, to be honest. We got 12 cards left. We're going to be very slow at digging. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have another boss and they are just straight up stuck. They bring up the Lucario though. Double turbo, what does this do? Discard special energy from my active. Ugh. That's going to be a little bit frustrating, especially because I already used my switch now. Discarding these special energies is no bueno for me. I would like to go into this one, and that just completely takes a knockout. Another speed energy, huh? Okay. Let's make do away this Vikavolt. We don't need it. Capture energy to search the deck here. Yeah. We just have the Air Balloon, which isn't going to cut it. So we're going to have to be attaching energies. And I only have these energies left in my hand. So that's going to be some interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and Paralyzing Bolts. Thank you, Bikini Dratini. I do have a fun deck here. For me, at least. Maybe not for you, because you don't have item cards. But, nonetheless, we are here playing. Okay, that's going to be a knockout, it looks like. Cyclone Kick. Sounds good to me. You take a knockout, I'll come back and take a knockout and give you access to some item cards for sure. Let's go ahead and send up this Vikavolt. I hate to attach the speed energy right now, but I have to. Attach that. And we can Crushing Hammer. Got it, that's good. Let's get rid of another fighting. And we can go ahead and Super Zap Cannon, take a knockout. Give them access to item cards, which is fine. And then we should be able to boss up the Crobat for game. And that'll be it. This is how we kind of shut down decks. We should be able to boss out Crobat for game. And I just realized I don't have the lighting that I'm supposed to be having for my recording. What's going on with me? I'm getting lazy here, aren't I? Let me just turn that on real quick. Boop. Oh, my face. Oh, there we go. Need to adjust. Should be a little bit better now. Here come all the item cards from our opponent. They're not going to be able to knock out this Vikavolt, which is fun. They need to go after my other Vikavolt, though, because that's the one that's going to take out the Crobat. Oh no, they will knock it out because they have a Choice Belt. Perfect. It's exactly what we want. We want this Arceus to knock out our Vikavolt. We'll go up and take out their Crobat because I have a boss in my hand. Unless we get Marnie, but we'll see. I don't think they've played a supporter this turn. Nope. Wonder how many fighting energies they have left. The barrel for 3. They are churning through those item cards, but we should have the game. This is why we play a lot of boss's orders too. I think we had one in the deck as well. Don't remember. I'll play the level ball just to check. Depends on who they knock out. Actually, it doesn't depend on who they knock out. I got Flaaffy. If they boss this one up, I got Flaaffy to power this Vikavolt up. I don't think there's a way for our opponent to win unless they Marnie me. So don't Marnie me. Clara. Perfect. That brings you back your fighting energies. And these Crushing Hammers and the Fan of Waves are just in here to slow down our opponent just enough to where we get like maybe 1 or 2 attacks off with our Vikavolt and we are set. Alright, there goes another Vikavolt. And we're good here. Everything I need is in my hand. I want to check the deck though to see if I have another boss. So I'm going to level ball. I don't, so that was the one on the prize. Okay. So go ahead and do that. And then we go ahead and boss up the Crobat. And we Super Zap Cannon for the win. Easy like that. Boom, get rid of that. That's fine. 300 damage on the Crobat. Insane. Insane. We win. Okie dokie. Our opponent starts with the Bidoof in the active, and we get to go first. So we're going to attach this Capture Energy onto our Vikavolt. Get out a Minccino. And we're going to I want to Paralyzing Bolt next turn, and I don't necessarily need the Flaaffy just yet, so we're going to hold because I need to make sure I can get that Paralyzing Bolt off. This is the only turn they get to use items. After this, they only get to use items on the end game. Wow, Professor's Research right off the bat. What are we playing against here? Charizard, V-Star, and V-Max. They lose at Research, Bossasaurus, but barrels. Trumbeak. Okay, we're playing against an interesting deck. Don't know how reliant they are on item cards, but they better play them now. Hickey Peck. What's Trumbeak's attack? Just Drill Peck? So I guess they're trying to get Charizards powered up with Picky Peck, Trumbeak, and attack us in a way. So it is going to be a little tricky. They will one-shot us. Ultra Ball's going to go for a Charizard, I'm assuming, or Arceus. Hopefully I get like a Crushing Hammer, maybe? Something to hope for. Okay, they put down 2 Fire Energy, so they also have that Stadium Magma Basin or something, whatever. Crobat, love to see Crobat. That's an easy one-shot for our Vikavolts to win the game in the end, because we'll just need to take 2 prizes. It just depends. We'll see. We should be okay. There's a Charizard V. I've been thinking about playing a Zigzagoon in this deck because Vikavolt hits for 210. No, Vikavolt hits for 220. What am I saying? Vikavolt hits for 220. I'm crazy. Okay, let's play the Avery. They have to discard something, probably the Crobat, so I kind of regret playing Avery now. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, I think I want to save the Raihan in my hand. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Marnie here. I like the rest of the cards in my hand as well. Okay, there's a Lightning Energy we can play. We can Quick Ball here. Get down another Minccino maybe? Still don't need Mareep yet. That seems good. And then we Paralyzing Bolt. So hopefully this Bidoof is stuck, because they can't play Air Balloon, they can't play switches, and we should be good. I wish I had gotten into a Path to the Peak though, since they are playing some Pokemon with abilities. Crushing Hammer would have been good too. And top decking a boss. See, now Charging Trumpet. Who do you attach this to? Okay, anybody. A Marnie. Okay, 90 damage for Incinerate. Path to the Peak is nice. Acerola is good. Okay, so then let's go ahead and play Acerola, since we don't have a boss. Ultra Ball. Expedition Uniform. Cool, they can't play those. Okay. Let's Cinccino away the Marnie again. 2 more cards. Let's Quick Ball away that. Get down the Mareep. I'll be able to Dynamotor next turn. Charge up that Vikavolt. Play down the path so they can't use a Crobat or anything. And Paralyzing Bolt. Take the knockout. Take a prize. Another path. Charizard hits for 180 with Heat Blast. Charizard V-Star probably one-shots us. So we got to be a little careful here. Wish I still had the Raihan in my hand. Kalen's actually really good for them. That gets rid of their item cards that are useless. Or their entire hand. So they draw 4, is it? Do they shuffle now? Okay, they don't. Magma Basin's good for them. That opens up some options. Heat Blast, we still survive, which is nice. Let's throw down another path. Throw down Flaffers. And go ahead and Dynamotor. And let's research the rest of this hand away. So I think I'm going to be looking for energy plus... Oh... 190, right? Energy plus the Choice Belt would have been fantastic here. Make do away Vikavolt. See if we get it. See if we get it. We have a level ball that gets us another Cinccino. We have one choice belt, so the other one's prized, unfortunately. Let's play that. Crushing Hammer doesn't do much here. And they concede, so we win. We'll take it. We'll take it. They just can't afford playing against item locking decks. Alright, we're going second this time, and our opponent starts out with a Bidoof, which we like to see. Though I don't like to go second with this deck very often, because usually we want to get our Paralyzing Bolt attack off as soon as possible, but our opponent doesn't do much. So that's really cool. And we top deck a Minccino, which is also really cool. So let's play the Capture Energy here on Vikavolt. Check what we have. Okay, we're going to grab another Minccino. Don't need the rest of the Vikavolts. Have all of our Energy Disruption. Tool Scrapper is good for that Air Balloon they have. All of our Choice Belts, Energies. We're missing one boss. Okay. Okay, we're looking decent here. Might as well play Avery. Another Vikavolt's always good to see. Air Balloon is nice as well. Next turn we do have a Paralyzing Bolt. We got a Cinccino, a boss. Oh, maybe we're not missing a boss because we had it in our hand. Or did I draw that? Do an Energy, Air Balloon. I think I drew the boss orders. Alright, they got down their Bibarel. Ooh, they discarded a bunch of stuff, which is nice for us. We're going up against Salazzle Butterfree then. Yeah. So they discarded a bunch of stuff, which is good for us, because they're not going to be able to get it back once we item lock them. And they saved their Bibarel. I don't mind. And we should be on our way to doing some damage. Alright, we're going to play this game a little bit slow on our part. So we have to take 6 prizes, and I don't want to deck out. There's a Caterpie, and we also have to be mindful of the Confusion, Poison, Burn, I think. Because everything they do, we can also discard our Paths to the Peaks. Probably don't need them in this matchup. Metapod for the Caterpie. Which is a little bit of a bummer, because I could have knocked out the Caterpie. Which I may have done. Oh, they're going to go ahead and do it now. So there is Confusion. Ugh. Confusion kind of sucks for us. And I'm going to be able to confuse next turn again anyways. And we keep the burn. Alright, Cinccino. If I can get a Switch Air Balloon, that'd be nice. I can Marnie them out of the Butterfree. Let's try it. Let's Marnie. Hopefully we get into our Switch. Switch, 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 switch. Nope, nope, nope. But we don't need Choice Belts either. I do get another Cinccino, so there's another shot at that. Let's go Cinccino. Play that down. Make do away. Choice Belt. Raihan. Make do away the other Choice Belt. Switch. Bummer. Don't need the Flaaffy just yet, so we'll save that. Paralyzing Bolt. Flip heads. Alright. Now they can't use item cards, but we are still burned and poisoned, and we get rid of the burn, which is nice. Very, very nice. Okay. We get Marnie though, so there goes our Capture Energy. That was supposed to be used for a Mareep. Get the other Vikavolt going. But they did Marnie away their Metapod and Butterfree, which is nice. Call sign, what's that do? Search your deck for a Pokemon and really put it in your hand. Okay. If I had a boss's orders, I would take out that Caterpie. Excuse me there. Okay. Capture Energy is nice. Play that. Grab Mareep. Go ahead and use the Tool Scrapper now. Get rid of that. They don't need free retreat anywhere. Make do away the path. Don't need that. Another Vikavolt's always nice. Make do away the Minccino. Still missing out on the switch. We can go ahead and quick ball this away though. Grab that. And we can Marnie, no need to play the Crushing Hammer because we're going to knock out the Salandit anyway. If we flip heads, of course. So we're hoping for a heads. Can't give them access to items. Paralyzing Bolt heads. Oh, Oh, we confused and we hit ourselves. No! Bummer. So we're probably going to get knocked out now, which is not bueno for us. They have access to items, but they don't have the evolution line. Well, now they do. So we're going to bounce that with the path, of course, and see what we can do. This Salandit should be doing enough damage. We only have 2 special conditions on us. That's 180, but we've been burned and poisoned enough. And so I'm going to Marnie next turn to get rid of their Metapod in their hand, because without it, they can't do a thing. Okay, Metapod. Now all I need is Butterfree. Oh. Why did they... I mean... You were going to knock me out regardless. Very strange. Very strange indeed. You were going to knock me out without that. What was it? 270. Nice. Okay, now the Butterfree's there. They can't use Scoop Up Net, which is good. Throw up the Cinccino. And we top deck a Flaaffy, which is exactly what we needed. Perfect. Let's go ahead and Dynamotor onto our Vikavolt. And Path to the Peak to get rid of that. And Marnie to reset their hand down to 4, so they have less to work with. We get another Lightning Energy, which is fantastic. Get another Capture Energy, which is also great. Play that down. Get down another Mareep. And retreat into the Vikavolt. And do a Paralyzing Bolt. And hope they don't have a way to evolve that Caterpie into another Butterfree. Because without it, there's nothing they could do. They don't do any damage. So we're in a really good spot, I guess. A boss's orders, that's going to be a little bit of a pain. Okay. Need to find another air balloon then. So giving them access to items is the way that they can win here. Acerola. Let's go ahead and level ball then. Flaaffy, we have a switch and we have an air balloon out of a 21 card deck. So this is going to be a little tough to find. Let's make do away the energy. Switch is good. I'd rather the air balloon for this occasion. Let's go ahead and attach the speed energy here. Okay, not the worst. We can get rid of this quick ball. Choice Belt we don't need. We can thin even more, though I shouldn't be. And I should just be satisfied with the switch, to be honest. Let's Dynamotor onto that Cinccino. And let's Dynamotor onto this Flaaffy. And then we're going to switch. And we're going to take a knockout. Not letting them use items. No items for you. Down to 14 cards, so we need to be careful. It'd be nice to get my bosses back out of the deck, though. Start targeting down some of our opponents' Pokemon. A Raihan. That'll get them a... Depends on what they have in their hand. Fire Energy. Do they have another energy in their hand? They can possibly knock out Vikavolt here. Okay, they got the Butterfree with Raihan, I'm assuming, so they need another energy. This will be a knockout on our Vikavolt, but then they don't have anything left. All they do is Perplex. Okay. Now, do I retreat and guarantee an attack? I mean, I can, right? I think that's the right thing to do, is retreat and guarantee an attack. There's a boss, which is cool. Retreat, get rid of all 3 energies, of course. That way I can guarantee a knockout and they concede. Alright folks, thanks for sticking to the end of the video. And since you did stick to the end of the video, if you put a comment down below, comment the number 5, I will give you a free pack on PTCGO if you so choose. So go ahead and do that. Anyways, besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. You watched me as I just shut down decks for playing item cards, so they couldn't really do much about it, which is the whole idea behind this deck. And there might be some improvements to the deck. Who knows? It is a little clunky sometimes, but whatever. It was fun to play with. People were conceding all over the place. Yeah, it's a good deck. Anyways, we'll see you next time on Crash Play Gaming.